joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up this first 15, is an absolute legend, a Michigan man in the NFL Insider that we call every week to let us know what the hell's going on, Adam Schefter.
Hey. Gentlemen, what's going on?
Schefty, thank you for hanging out with us. Let's hit some things that we weren't able to cover. Baker Mayfield, AC sprain joint, that is what it came. Did he come into the game with that, or did it happen last night? Feels like he was doing this often and early.
Yeah, no, he's been banged up this year. I don't know exactly what was wrong going into the game, but I've been told that he had been pretty banged up all season long, more so than I think people realized. Last night, obviously, that shoulder got worse, whether it was the same injury, aggravated, whatever it was. He went down there. They took x-rays, no fracture, nothing structurally wrong. Now, he's going for the MRI in about a half hour, 30 minutes from now, and that should tell more, but the way it was told to me, they're not ready to rule him out Sunday, which, again, you see him go down there. You see him grabbing his shoulder. I'm thinking, like, well, how many weeks is this going to be? He's on the sidelines in street clothes and a sling. Like, it looks like it's a multiple-week injury to me, but in speaking to them today, they say they're not ready to rule him out for Sunday, and they think there's a chance he could wind up playing. We'll see what happens with the MRI.
We know Baker Mayfield's just like a Ram truck. He's damn tough. I mean, that is just a matter of fact. And it felt like he was doing that early last night. That's why I thought maybe came into it something. And they wouldn't let him play if there was any structural damage. So it felt like a sprain in there. Incredibly painful. Obviously, Baker's tough. We hope we get a chance to see him tough outing. Speaking of tough outings, let's talk about New England's win yesterday.
Yeah, Schefty, left tackle Will Campbell and left guard Jared Wilson both hurt. Will Campbell knee, Jared Wilson ankle. What are we looking at as far as timetables, and are both these guys going to hopefully be able to come back?
Yeah, I think, well, Vrabel today talked about the fact that he doesn't think it's season ending. And I think if you look at the schedule, I wouldn't expect that either player would play a week from tonight against the New York Giants on Monday Night Football, but the Patriots have their bye in week 14 the week after. So I think at the very least you give these guys, they don't play Monday, they get the bye week off, and then you're reevaluating them in 2 weeks to see whether or not they can get back out there. It sounds like it's going to be a little bit longer on Will Campbell. We'll see how it all shakes out. Not a great day for the left side of the Patriots offensive line, but again, doesn't sound like it's long-term for either player.
Okay, we're happy to hear that, especially because those are two young guys in that team, obviously up and to the right. Let's talk about a little bit of an older gent, the oldest gent, actually. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Schefty, Aaron Rodgers, obviously that left wrist. We saw him practicing last week before the Bears game. I was told he took all the first-team reps on Friday for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then he does not go on Sunday. Who's this? Was it the doctor's decision? Because we were told Aaron wanted to go. What was the situation there?
Well, my understanding was that Aaron did want to play. He was pushing to play all week long, and that the doctors were obviously more cautious and guarded. I think ultimately in the end, the doctors and Mike Tomlin make the call about whether or not he's going to go, and they decided on Saturday to hold him out of the game. Some of the players didn't know until Sunday pre-game exactly what was going to happen, but they made the decision on Saturday to start Mason Rudolph, and they also made it sound like they think Rodgers could be back this upcoming week. It sounds like that is real possible, that he has a real possibility of playing on Sunday. They need him back. They lost yesterday. You know, he's really impressed them this year, just the way he's carried himself, his toughness, the whole thing, and I would think that he is back this week.
Man, the landlord definitely wanted to go back home maybe for one last trip. We'll be excited to see what ends up happening for the rest of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers and his career. You know what ends up on. Tough loss to Chicago Bears, who might be for real. Let's talk about somebody for real being out next week and the week following and the week following and the week following. Moves in Las Vegas. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Chip Kelly came over from the Ohio State Buckeyes after winning the national championship. Highest paid coordinator now fired for the Las Vegas Raiders. I just want to know, is Pete Carroll safe after this season? What are your thoughts and vibes going on in Vegas right now?
Look, well, Pete Carroll's never fired an assistant coach in season in his entire time in Seattle. And now they fired two different coordinators here in about 2+ weeks. They fired their special teams coach, and now they fired Chip Kelly last night. Look, I think it's clear, like, nobody seems to be safe right now out there on the coaching staff. I think everything's up in the air. I think the season has not gone the way that a lot of people would have hoped. It's been disappointing in a lot of different ways. You lose to the Browns at home like that, give up 10 sacks, everything's going to be called into question.
Let's talk about the Browns. Kevin Stefanski why did he do that? Why do you just come out and say, hey, this is cool?
I'm out.
I'll tell you why.
Why don't you just say this? Is this
Schefty.
first rookie since when to win?
1995 to win their debut for the Browns.
And I know he didn't go for 300, whatever. And stats are telling. We're trying to find. It's hard to find all that, but still, at quarterback, the position, the vibe to win a game like that, especially for Cleveland. Now, granted, he's saying a lot of things that people are like, relax. Okay, you need to relax. But that's not Shedeur. Like, that is not what Shedeur is, which could be exactly what Cleveland Browns need, which is actually what he said in his pregame interview. Before his first start, he's getting interviewed. Okay, I don't even know how that would happen. A fifth-round pick, a fresh rookie quarterback. Right before his first ever start, he's getting a pregame interview. I don't know if that's ever happened for anybody ever before or would ever happen again. And she goes, what are you trying to prove or show here to your fans, your team, and everything? I'm not saying they're going to go undefeated with him. I'm not saying they're going to win next week. What I am saying, though, is felt like Stefanski there wasn't a single moment of like, that was a good moment for our team. Why is that? A lot of people are wondering that, Schefty.
Yeah, well, I think, and I know a lot of people are up in arms with the way Kevin Stefanski has treated Shedeur Sanders. I think he's been quietly supportive behind the scenes. Like, he's worked with him every single day. He supports. This is not a personal thing. People saying, "Well, why didn't he name him the starter after the game?" Well, how about like, does anybody think Shedeur is not going to start this week? I think we all do. But give the head coach some time to go back, look at the film, talk to the staff, talk to the players. How about letting Dylan Gabriel know, hey, we're going to take another look at Shedeur this week before you announce it to the press after the there's little steps that you have to follow. Everybody wanted him to be anointed right after the game, and I can't imagine that he wouldn't start this upcoming week. That, to me, would be a surprise considering that they won the game. He played well, a little bit of momentum. Nice to see. You saw Myles Garrett's reaction after that long pass. That might have been the first long pass he's seen in Cleveland in the last decade. So, I mean, he was like, oh, my God, that's what happens when you complete a long pass? Wow, exciting. So I think he starts, but I don't think Kevin Stefanski had to come out and say that after the game yesterday.
All right. I appreciate you. You're the best. We'll